Fuck your bitch, then do her taxes. Kool Nerd, nigga. Kool Nerds podcast. I am your boy Kev, the Kool Nerd. I got my bro, Big O, from the 614.
We here.
And guess what, y'all? No battle rap today.
Nope.
No battle rap today.
No battle rap today.
We owe our fans of our other content something different, shake it up. So we decided to do something that regular fans and the battle rap fans would enjoy. One of our most popular episodes, which was the first episode that me and Big O did together, was the 40 for 40. That's still, for right now, that's the most listened to episode. So, keeping along somewhat of that spirit, we're here to give y'all our top 5 hip-hop albums of 2020.
Whew. Top 5. That's tough.
Super tough. I mean,
Super tough.
It's a lot of releases.
A lot of good content.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, and the crazy thing about it is it's September now, but you know, do we have to take into account pre-COVID and COVID? I don't really think we have to. We're just talking about the albums and the content, but would we have had more candidates if COVID didn't happen? Did we?
I would say no. I feel like because COVID stopped concert season.
It did.
So without being able to travel and do your music, people was like, they felt inspired. And so, a lot of artists have home studios and whatnot.
Fact.
People started creating.
Right.
So, and typically they wouldn't have that time to do that if they were on the road or if they were, busy with radio, TV, and doing shows. So I think what it did is it gave more time to create different things. And I think that's why we have so much content.
Yeah.
I still feel overwhelmed trying to get through a lot of content. I mean, and it's not just hip hop, but just there's a lot of music out there that's really good.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. Like, it's crazy because I have every year, it's almost like every year, being a music lover, being a hip hop head or a music lover, period, I look forward to being introduced to somebody. So let me explain. Let me ISO real quick, Big O.
Okay.
ISO real quick. Let me explain to you all why Big O is my big homie.
Okay.
Me and Big O met in 2018.
Right.
Down from Columbus, Ohio to Atlanta. We're not going to get into the specifics or the details of that, but we clicked on just about everything. Battle rap, music, sneakers, all the Kool Nerd shit me and him have in common. Now, one thing that I will say, I'm a diehard hip hop head, but I listen to just about everything. And I think I just randomly said one day to man, I want to get in my R&B bag. I just don't know what to listen to. Oh, word? This is I'm imitating right now. Oh, for real? All right, here. You heard of Masego? Nah, who is that? Don't worry, just listen. Fucking fire. Masego. Lady. That album, we're 2 years ago. We're talking about 2 years ago now.
Woo!
Oh, I'm done with Masego. Who you got? Oh, you heard of Sir? You know who Sir is? He down with TDE. November. Check it out real quick. Fucking fire. I've been on Sir ever since. I say all that to say that O has put me on to people. 2020, I'm about to start. O has put me on to people. 2020 was no different. My number 5 album of 2020 that I am going to name is Stove God Cooks. Reasonable Drought.
Reasonable Drought. Yes. Yes.
So, okay, I was first introduced to Stove God on West Side Gun's Fly God is Awesome 2 album. Okay. Stove God is all over that shit. So I knew he could rap. I had not listened to his project though. And the moment you told me about it and I listened, oh my God.
Hey, it's funny because as soon as you text me and say hallelujah, I already knew what it was.
I mean,
I was like, oh, I said finally.
I sent a whole bunch of bricks in the text message. Oh my God. That song is probably my number 1 song of the year so far. That song. Soda brick out the church parking lot. Hallelujah. Oh my God. So for me, thanks to Big O, I've been fully introduced to Stove God Cooks, Reasonable Drought, produced fully by Rock Marcy. Might as well say that he, Stove God is honorary Griselda. All them niggas fuck with him.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. So I look forward to being introduced to people, and it was very much welcomed for me to get introduced to Stove God Cooks. I appreciate you for doing that.
Oh man, it's like it's like when you have these gems and you want to share it with people.
Yep.
But and this is the thing. This is part of being who I am. I know I am a humongous music snob, and I really appreciate. When I say I appreciate, like there's certain songs that I listen to this day that can give me chill bumps.
Yep.
There's certain songs that I listen to that I'm attached with that I could probably tear up just because of how it's orchestrated, how it was layered, how it plays out. Like I'm listening to so many different things other than vocals, and it just hits you. Like one of the songs that really does it for me is like Jay-Z, Allure.
Ooh, okay.
Like, man, I will put that on repeat. And put it this way, it was about 8 o'clock. Got a car, I was just driving. I wanted to think. I just wanted to think. I ended up in Cincinnati, bro. I'm an hour and a half outside the city just driving because Allure was on, and I'm, that's playing, and I'm in my thoughts. I'm just figuring stuff out, and I'm driving. I ended up in Cincinnati, and I'm like, what the hell?
A song that does that to me when I kind of just blank out, and I could probably name so many, but the first one that comes to my mind, that captures me, and I have to listen to this because it's all one song to me, and I wish he would have done it that way, but I have to listen to the interlude and the song. There's no other way to do it. All of the Lights by Kanye.
Yes.
That interlude that was on before that record. It's a part of the song. I hate that he made it an interlude. That you should just have put that in there and made that a fucking 7-minute record, because I can't listen to that song without listening to those fucking violins first. And it pulled, like niggas say, pull on your heartstrings. listening to that, I low key get emotional listening to those fucking violins.
Yeah.
And
So
then the song pulls you in, and it all of the lights, bum, 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 bum. Oh my god, that fucking song is masterful with that interlude. I can't listen to them
yeah.
together. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. It's like I don't know. Like music is very powerful, and so it's like if I feel like someone doesn't appreciate it like that, I don't share.
Right.
And any artist watching this, I want to apologize. I'm sorry, but I just don't. I don't share like that.
Mm-mm.
So when I see somebody has the same affection for music, then it's like, okay, I'll open up and share certain things, and I might throw a couple things out. I'm like, let me know what you think.
Right.
All right. Oh, you like that? Oh, okay. Well, let me hit you with some. Now, let me throw my heavy hitters at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me throw this at you. Let me throw that at you. And so that's how it's always been. Like, I was sitting around. I remember when the internet came out, the Ego Death album.
Mm.
I was bumping that strong front to back every day, all day, for at least 6 to 7 months before I actually shared it with people that were close to me.
Right.
Because I just didn't feel like they valued it. And then we had a music conversation. I said, they was like, what are you listening to currently? And I was like, I ain't gonna lie, this is the album of the year. And I want to say that was 2015 or 2016, I want to say.
Ego Death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Internet. I want to say 15, but
And I was like, this is clearly the best album of the year, hands down, no debate, front to back. Like, this shit's amazing. And so everybody was like, taking my word for it. And next thing, for a week straight, everybody was talking about different cuts on the album and this and another.
2015 confirmed. 2015.
2015. Okay. So yeah, it was just like it, and I just thought that was fire. And I wanted to go. They had came to Cleveland, I want to say, at one point, but I wasn't able to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And they had did some touring in Japan, and I had always been wanting to, try and go see them live and support. But yeah, man, it's like I have a lot of artists that I really, really fuck with like that are dope.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if I see that you just microwaving, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I heard that. Oh, you late. I heard that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not.
We
No.
had this conversation. Me and you had this conversation the other day, and because somebody else that I think you put me on to, Snow Allegra. We talked about this the other day.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about this the other day. My wife is downstairs cleaning up, blasting "Ugh, Those Feels Again."
Yeah.
I want you around.
Yeah.
Blasting the whole album, and she's down there vibing. And I looked at her, and she had to because her friend, you met her friend, you know what I mean? She was like, who is this? And she was like, I don't know, but Kevin listens to it. I just like it. You know what I'm saying? And so she was like, well, Kev, who is it? I said, that's Snow Allegra. And then I come and I call you, and I'm like, fam, they down there bumping Snow Allegra. That album is a year old. But it was fucking fire. Yes, you can still play it now. It would, what I'm saying? That album, oh my God.
Yeah. And I think that's the problem I have with society. It's like it's microwave. So it's like, oh, I want it now. And then once I hear it, I'm done with it. No, music is timeless. And you have to appreciate certain music that, and I put my R&B on a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't throw the shit away. You know what I'm saying? And, fortunately, unfortunately, whatever. I don't listen to R. Kelly no more.
Yeah, you can't.
So imagine that whole catalog of music being just deleted from your life.
Oh.
So I have, a lot of music that I got to replace that with.
Yeah.
I just can't throw, I don't listen to, music like that just to say I heard it. Like, nah, that's not how that works.
Right.
Like there's typically, my life, I always said my life is a soundtrack. I can tell you where I was when I first heard it, what I was doing, what I was thinking, And that's kind of how I create a timeline for my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the run-of-the-mill person can't just say, "Oh, what you listen to? Oh, let me hear it." Like, nah, you're not about to disrespect my music. Kind of like an alcoholic. You can have, you know, you can have Douce, and then you can have Canadian Club.
Mm.
An alcoholic gonna treat them both the damn same.
Back.
They ain't gonna have no appreciation for the taste or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I really don't share music with a lot of people because I don't feel like they get it.
Right. I get that.
Yeah.
I just appreciate that, the fact that, because I feel the same way on a lot of levels. And so to actually be introduced to something, man, it just kind of gets that.
Yeah, it's super refreshing, man. Especially, and I be geek when people introduce me to stuff. Like I didn't, you know, people have recommended me certain things. Like I don't know if are you hip to Lucky Day?
Am I hip to Lucky Day?
So like you know,
I came across Lucky Day when I was in a Masego rabbit hole that you sent me in.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I'm saying. That's when I came, fam. 2019, Roll Some Mo is the song of the year to me.
Yeah.
I haven't had so that goes back to the conversation we were just having about what how a song makes you feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And Roll Some Mo was that.
Yeah, that was a fire ass song. That's a cookout song. That's a ride with your top down, windows down. That's a whole vibe. It's
and
a
now
whole vibe.
he's remixed it 50 million times. I don't really fuck with all the remixes like that, but
I didn't know that. I listened to the one with Ty Dolla $ign on it, and I like that.
That one was cool. He's got
as far as I'll go.
Yeah, he's got he did an Afrobeat version, I think. But moving on to like listening to more of his, first off, Painted was a dope fucking album. His album was fire. But then he has another song that I just can't stop playing. If you're not hip, it was on the that movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. Was it called The Photograph? The movie with Issa Rae and old boy from Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Nah, I'm not
Lucky
hip, man.
Day has a song on that soundtrack called Fade Away. Oh, I mean, listen.
Dope. Okay.
Oh my God.
I will be putting that in the car here soon.
Lucky Day, Fade Away. Yeah, man. Yeah. But we here for the listen. We'll give R&B just due. We'll give R&B.
Do that. Yeah, we're going to do that another day.
But see, now we got to, look, now y'all get another episode. We here for the hip hop right now. So I threw out my number 5, and I'm gonna give you mine in order. Oh, I know I didn't really give you a whole bunch of pre-production prep, so it doesn't have to be in order. But what's first album of the year in your top 5? Not number 1 overall, but just the first one that you could think of. It can be in order too, but Reasonable Drought is my 5 out of 5 for 2020. What's yours?
Do I really want to say? Let me think about this for a second. I'm going to say Pray for Paris is number 5 for me.
Number 5.
Number 5 for me is Pray for Paris. And that was hard to do.
Oh,
very hard. Very hard to do. But I'm going to say Pray for Paris.
Whoa.
I know, right? I know.
I'm looking forward to hearing the next 4.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay. All right. I don't even want to hear. Damn, that caught me off guard.
I know. I know. Trust me.
All right. Damn, where do we go from there? Okay, Pray for Paris. You got Pray for Paris at number 4.
Yes.
Number 5. Excuse me.
Number five for me.
We're on number 4. Because Pray for Paris is gonna get it. It's I don't want to say it's just due, but neither here nor there. So
trust me, it was a fire album. I really thought about this. So
yeah, okay, all right, cool. So number 4 for me is, and this is kind of a tie, but I think it edges it. So I'll just go ahead and say it. Number 4 for me is Run the Jewels 4. RTJ 4. That's my number 4.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's my number 4. That album, I love Run the Jewels, particularly Killer Mike. LP is ill with the beats, but I don't really listen to LP for his rhymes. I fuck with Run the Jewel because of LP's beats.
Facts.
And Killer Mike's rhymes. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Killer Mike is a nigga that I don't think niggas really give his just due. Like,
I don't know why.
Right. Like, he can fucking rap.
Rap his ass off.
Rap his ass off. I've always said this, and if I ever get to say this to these niggas, like, okay, Slaughterhouse is one of my favorite rap groups of all time, period, right? So we know Slaughterhouse, Joe Budden, Royce the 5'9", Crooked Eye, Joel Ortiz. They're missing a Southern rapper. They got your East Coast niggas with Joel and Joe. They got your Midwest or North niggas with Royce and your West Coast nigga with Crook. You know what I'm saying? I always said to myself, Killer Mike would have fit right in that motherfucker.
Oh, for sure. He body shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He would have fit more in that than in the Purple Tape All-Stars.
Facts. Purple Ribbon All-Stars. Facts.
Purple Ribbon, I'm sorry.
but still, like Killer Mike is one of those niggas, man. And I don't think people look at him that way, or I don't think he gets that respect in that fashion. But yeah, Run the Jewels, RTJ 4. They took it back to hip hop with the first record. Ooh, niggas went out and got Greg Nice. Ooh la la, oh we. You know?
Yeah, that was fire. That was fire. I don't know where the hell they found Greg Nice at, but yeah, right. That was dope.
Yeah, and that whole album, is fire. Like you kind of get some of everything. You get the rapping, you get the fucking recent events, content, and all that shit. Front to back, I fuck with that Run the Jewels album. Them even went and brought Gangsta Boo back. They had Gangsta Boo on a record.
Gangsta Boo. Where them dollars at?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So Run the Jewels 4, that's my number 4.
Okay. My number 4 is going to be Lulu.
Okay, Conway, we got
Conway and the Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my top 5 could easily be straight Griselda. It's not, but it could be.
It could be.
Because they really, really did it for me this year. Like, I mean, they are like putting out content, and it's not just filler content. Like, they are putting out fire. Like, and I appreciate that because they're motivated.
Right.
And they just keep dropping shit, man. And Benny the Butcher, like the whole thing, man. Like, they just going nuts with it.
Benny hasn't even dropped a project in 2020.
No, he hasn't.
That's the crazy thing about it. He's popped up on other people's records and stuff like that. He ain't even dropped yet.
No. No. And he's still relevant, and we're still waiting.
We are waiting. Look, listen. So we're gonna have a Griselda conversation, but I'm repping. Come on. I'm repping.
Got to.
I'm repping.
Got to.
Like, we're gonna have a Griselda conversation. Once we run through these 5, we're gonna talk. But them niggas is gonna get. They just do what they have done.
We just did it. We got to do a Griselda pod, man. We
should. Pod. Yeah, man. Like,
I think we need to catch people up. Like, going back to the first Tanner talk, man. Like, we need to just delve. We're gonna have a Griselda day. Fuck it.
Fly God is a moment in hip hop. If you missed it, which I did, you are just, I mean, I'm in the loop, but Fly God, Westside Gunn's album Fly God people talk. It's legend. That album is legend, and you can't get it nowhere. It's not streaming. If you didn't buy
that's so
it,
tough.
drop the shit. Like, and I'm not no bootleg nigga. Could I go out there and listen to it? Yeah, but I want to have it in my catalog.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, Fly God. Yeah. So, all right, okay, Lulu. I'm not mad at that. Lulu did not make my top 5.
Okay, that's fair.
Conway is fire. Shut up, Google. Lulu did not make my top 5. Conway just released. I haven't lived with his new album yet, From a King to a God. I haven't lived with it long enough for it to make my top 5 either, because it just came out like a week or two ago. Like,
right.
So I haven't lived with it long enough for it to make my top 5. But Conway is that dude. Okay, all right. Cool. So you got Pray for Paris. You put Lulu above Pray for Paris. Okay.
Yes.
I'm looking for it. You got 3
It
more.
was refreshing, man.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
All right.
You're gonna bug out.
Okay. All right, here we go. So my number 3 is Royce the 5'9", The Allegory. It's my number 3.
That's safe.
But that album was like, it's like perfect timing, right? Like, that album came out pre-COVID, all the shit.
George Floyd. Yeah.
And it's so like, it's eerie if you listen to some of that shit that Royce is talking about.
Yeah.
Eerie how all this shit happened after what he said.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the nigga ahead of his time. Royce is a premier lyricist, and me and O have said this in private, but I will say it in public right now. The Detroit rap king is Royce the 5'9". Y'all owe that.
Talk.
Y'all owe that nigga. Stop.
Anything else anybody want to talk about? Royce is the best rapper out of Detroit, hands down.
Hands down. Period. Point blank.
Period. Don't at me. No debate.
No.
He has that title.
He won't say it. So
he will not say it.
I'll say it for him.
He's the best.
The best.
He will go down as the best. Second would be a tie between Elzhi and Eminem.
Second, you fight for second, bro. But Royce is number 1.
Royce is number 1. Royce is the Detroit GOAT.
Detroit GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go to bat for his homeboy for the rest of his life, because to a degree, I get it. Royce probably does owe him his life. But
sure.
You are better than him, fam. You always have been.
When it comes to putting these words together, yeah, I got Royce over him 100% of the time, every day.
Every day.
All day.
All day. Every day, all day. So that's what it is. Royce the 5'9", The Allegory, that fucking album is fire. And to hear a nigga rap the way Royce does and still like be conscious, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Royce is not a conscious rapper, but you listen to The Allegory, oh, he kicking that shit.
Yeah.
And he produced the whole album himself.
Did he?
Yes. All the beats on there he made.
Didn't know that.
Yep. So, The Allegory, Royce the 5'9", that's my number 3.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 3 is going to be Ignatius.
Oh.
Jadakiss.
I'm ready to here. Look, I'm not leaning back anymore. I'm sitting up straight for this one.
Because this was the Jadakiss album I had always been waiting on.
Really?
I feel like, I don't know if he linked up with Rick Ross's production crew.
Yeah, thanks.
But from top to bottom, the production is A1.
Facts.
And that's always been my knock on Jada.
Mm-hmm.
You give him tight production, nice beats, and he'll do the rest. And that's how I felt about that Ignatius album. I loved it. And it's another one of those things. At the time that it dropped, it was a lot of other shit that dropped.
Right.
And I feel like it just got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
But me being a Jadakiss fan, I picked it up, played it. I started calling people, like, have you heard this shit? Like, this shit is crazy. Please listen.
Right.
And then, you met my homeboy on the phone, Joe. He was like, oh, yeah, this is fire. We was in the truck bumping it like, oh, my God, this shit go hard. This is heavy. So, yeah, man, I don't know. That album hit me way different than the other ones. I was like, this shit is hard.
It's because it's grown, and he said that. Like the nigga said, Ice Pick J, he executive produced the shit from heaven. So I mean, the album is named after Ice Pick J. Ignatius is Ice Pick's name. So he said he said he tried a whole bunch of shit that Ice Pick always wanted him to do, and he just never did. Yeah, the album was a good listen. You know what I mean? The album definitely was a good listen. I would give it honorable mention. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
On my list, I would give it honorable mention. You know,
for sure.
Yeah. I got a few honorable mentions because, and I don't. Well, I'll wait till we finish because I don't know if it's on if it's on your list or not. But
okay.
But no, that's a solid pick at 3. That's a solid pick.
Yeah.
Super solid. So, all right. We'll talk about it a little bit more. And I have a sneaking suspicion we might have the same number 1. I don't know, but
I'm having the same sneaky. Yeah, I don't.
But it's fine. That makes it even that much better. But
that is so funny too, though, because it's like I'm like he ain't said it yet.
Yeah, but
I wonder if it's his number 1. I'm thinking this the whole time.
You'll know me giving you my number 2. I'm gonna look at your face and I'm gonna see. You'll know. But my number 2 is Pray for Paris. I got Pray for Paris at number 2.
I like it.
I mean, that album.
I like it.
Listen, it's one thing about Griselda's gonna get their just due. We'll do a whole pod. We may even talk the rest of this time about Griselda after we get these out the way. I don't know, but West Side Gun knows how to put an album together.
Oh, for sure.
He does it at
sure. He gets it.
He gets it, but he does it at such a rate. It's ridiculous. But Pray for Paris to me, even though every last one of his albums is fire and Fly God is, like I said, mythical at this point, Pray for Paris to me is his best project that I've heard, top to bottom.
That was his magnum opus so far.
Right.
It was fire.
That album was just fire from beginning to end, no skips, well put together, lived up to the whole opulence of the thought of Pray for Paris. The nigga recorded the shit in Paris, so the story behind it is fire. Like, who gets a fucking Buffalo dope boy? How does a dope boy from Buffalo, New York, not New York City, a dope boy from Buffalo, New York, end up at Fashion Week in Paris? Not Fashion Week in New York, which he's been there too, but Fashion Week in Paris, sitting next to Yoshi Yamamoto, sitting next to fucking Virgil Abloh, walking goddamn red catwalks and shit. Like, the nigga he literally is the Fly God. He is.
Yeah, for sure.
He is. And to put that album together, this nigga got tap dancers and all that shit. The fucking album is fire. Pray for Paris. That's my number 2.
Pray for Paris. Hey, I am not mad at that because when I heard it, I was going crazy. I text you like, yeah, we was all in agreement. Like, this shit is amazing. Like,
right.
So yeah. So I don't want to. I feel like in a lot of cases, when we talk about hip hop, or when most people talk about hip hop, I don't want it to be the Oscars,
Okay.
where they want to give Oscars to the English patient when there's, in my opinion, Avengers Endgame should have a fucking Oscar.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
How Bandana and segue, but it's not a segue yet. But how Bandana doesn't even get nominated for any Grammys whatsoever.
Thank you.
Bandana was the best hip hop album of 2019.
For sure.
No nominations. Zero nominations.
Yeah, for sure.
It's nuts.
So that's where I'm going to drop a bomb on you. The Dark Lane tape demos is my number 2 album.
I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at that. Listen, it probably would have. It definitely gets an honorable mention. Could have made my list. Maybe I was afraid to touch it, but no, that project is fired.
It's fucking bananas, and I just don't know if people would appreciate it because it's Drake.
Right.
It's like, is it because he's supposed to do this, or is it because now here we are 11 years in and he's still dropping fucking bangers on your head? Like, right. He's still doing it. And to me, he went in on that album. Like, I mean, from the very first fucking joint, and he's spitting. It ain't no bullshit. Like, I'm just like, how can you not? And if we're talking about hours logged, that's the second. I spent the second most time listening to that album this year.
I probably did. It's up there. If not the second, probably it's third. But I'll tell you why. Because, and to your point, I'm not afraid to play Drake around my kids.
That's another. Yeah, that's true.
And they'll even go to it like you know what I'm saying, the Chicago freestyle. My oldest daughter asks for that song by name. Daddy, can we hear the Chicago freestyle? And listen, that speaks to, in this TikTok era, and everybody, these these adults with Gen Z children, you would think in the TikTok era they want to go to Tootsie Slide, which my kids like that too. But if I'm playing Drake, this album, my daughter asks for the Chicago freestyle.
Yeah. The funny thing is, my kids like Desires with him and Future.
Yeah.
And then my son, he really likes the song after that. He's like, and he randomly, he might walk through the living room and be like, I'm outside in the AMG.
Yeah, right outside.
Oh my God. And it's a whole fucking vibe. And I didn't like it until he started, like, it didn't like really catch my ear, but we in the house one day and he just, casually saying it.
Yeah.
I was just like, he's like, two-turn, baby girl, you know me.
Yeah,
and I was looking at him like, he's really vibing to this right now. He's dribbling his ball, and that's on it. I was like, that's what you're listening to right now. But I got in the car and I said, oh, this is fire. I was like, this is all vibe.
No.
And my kids have done that to me multiple times with just certain music, especially in the TikTok era, because that's how I found out about Don Toliver.
Yeah.
Vibes. Straight vibes. Like, I mean, Travis Scott is a vibe in itself. And that's like, it reminds me of like some 8-ball MJGs, just some space age shit. You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of Don Toliver and recent, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to say that the record that he's on Big Sean's album is one of my favorite on that album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and he's on him, Big Sean, and Nas on the Nas album.
On the Nas album. Maybe that's the song I'm thinking about.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Because it kind of got that LMA hook to it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. That yeah, that's on fire though.
Fire. So okay. No, I'm
So
not
yeah,
mad at
Drake.
that. Make
I got Drake number two.
I,
I wasn't scared to jump out there because I feel like he doesn't get his just due. And then in a lot of hip hop circles, you know the backpacker is still considered king.
yeah.
Where it's more so you,
It- the-
you you're still looking for that underground, that grit, that boom bap, that all those different elements, and that's fine. But you can be commercial and still encompass all that.
this reminded me of If You're Reading This when he dropped.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
It reminded me of If You're Reading This, which probably prior to this one again was either my favorite. Well, Nothing Was the Same. I think is probably still my favorite, but my favorite Drake album. But if you're
Favorite hands down.
it's up there.
Okay,
Nothing Was the Same. Yeah,
okay,
I would go with Nothing Was the Same.
okay.
It's either Nothing Was the Same or
You didn't like Take Care?
no, I did. That's what I was getting ready to say. Take Care probably has my favorite song of his. Lord
Oh,
knows. Lord
oh,
knows.
ooh. Just Blaze.
Correct.
Yeah,
Um but oh, I mean, Nothing Was the Same is the better body of work, in my opinion.
I like it. Man, that shit was hard. Don't get me wrong. Favorite Drake song is actually on none of his albums. Actually, for me,
What is
it's 5 a.m. in Dallas.
okay? Yeah, all of his.
Where I feel like he
Listen.
just he
I
spazzed.
love when Drake is up in the wee hours of the morning in his feelings.
Yeah, 5 a.m. in Dallas is one of those moments in time that's like where he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and leave Earth on y'all niggas and
Right.
let you know what it really is if I wanted to be this way.
I
And
I feel like Chicago Freestyle should have been called 2:30 in Chicago.
it should have been something like that
Yeah. You
because
know
he
what I
was
mean?
he was on one.
He
He
was
was on
on.
one. Yeah, he was on one, and I anticipate him to have another joint when this album dropped that he gonna be on one.
Right.
He always at least got one where he was like, "Hold on, like let me still show you I'm in my bag if need be."
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh man. Okay. All right, cool. So then I think that solidifies it. We both got Freddie Gibbs at number one.
Alfredo,
Alfredo.
Alfredo. Clearly, I mean, to me that it was hands down. Like that is the best album that I've heard this year, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably gonna be the best album I've heard this year.
I'm not.
With
Yeah.
several months left.
Facts.
Yeah,
Unless Benny comes with something otherworldly.
he better drop a haymaker.
Like, because we haven't heard from Benny, but
No, we haven't.
Alfredo came out earlier this year. Nas surprised us with a very good album that I don't think anybody was expecting. Shout out to
Facts.
Hit Boy.
Hit Boy, yes.
But King's Disease is dope. Big Sean came and did what Big Sean does. He didn't dethrone Freddie.
No.
And Conway is probably the most recent hip hop drop with From a King to a God. And that didn't dethrone Alfredo for me,
No.
either, which is another album that Hit Boy did. Hit Boy did From a King to a God too. So yeah, no, hands down. We gotta get this man, he gotta get his flowers. Like Freddie almost did.
Alfredo, man. Freddie Gibbs is on a run right now. And shit. Like how you drop two albums of the year.
Back to back. Freddie Gibbs
Back to back.
champion of the year, back to back. Take that, Geechee
Back
dog.
to
I know we said we weren't gonna talk battle rap, but
back to back album.
back to back with it.
Man, listen, that man is on a fucking run, and it starts with the foundation, the ground up. Like you got great Madlib, Alchemist.
Yep.
Like you cannot go wrong. They are in their bag right now.
Bag.
They're in their bag right now. So why wouldn't you go after those producers if you
Exactly.
are trying to create a classic? no disrespect to the other artists or anything like that, but I would be trying to holler at Alchemist or Madlib.
Or either holler at Alchemist, Madlib, Hit Boy seems like he's on a run.
Hit Boy.
Or how about this? Stop going to several different producers and stop doing all the beats by yourself.
Yes.
Lock in with one
Lock in
and create.
Get you a cohesive project that just top to bottom.
We have
top
yet
to bottom.
Listen, if you guys haven't heard us before, but you know, I'm talking to you, Rick Ross. I'm talking to you. If you haven't heard this before, I'm almost sure you have heard this. But fam, fuck everybody else. Go find the Justice League and lock in for 6 months.
Oh man, get the Justice League back.
That's all we want to hear. We just
please get the Justice League back.
We want to hear Justice League and Maybach music. That's what we want. Justice League, Maybach music. That's all we want to hear.
And by the way, I love Rick Ross. Like when I'm talking, if you really want to go catalog for catalog, he's killing it.
Somebody asked me one time, you're stranded on a desert island. You can only take one catalog with you. Only one.
Only one?
It said only one catalog. I picked Rick.
Yeah. I'm gonna struggle. I'm gonna struggle to do it because it's like I'm gonna have Rick Ross and I'm gonna have Drake and I'm gonna be looking at both of them like,
yep.
What am I gonna do here? But you know, these niggas can't hold me back.
Come on, man. Like
what? What? What?
That's what we want, Rick. Before it's over. I know they do multiple beats on on your projects, but we just want you and the Justice League, just you.
13 joints, 14 joints.
All please. Justice League.
Please.
It's just like how, second best album of 2019, not 2020. Number one album of 2019 was Bandana, Freddie Gibbs and Madlib. The second best hip hop album of 2019 was Capo, Jim Jones, and Heatmakers.
So underrated.
Come on.
So, why didn't I just had a conversation about that. Like why didn't nobody cop that?
The real ones know.
That fucking album was fire.
Masterful. And Jim Jones cemented himself as the best in the Dipset. No one was checking for that. He's the best rapper in the Dipset. He's better than Cameron. Yeah, I said it. He's and Juelz. Jim Jones has the best. He's the best in Dipset.
He's the most consistent. I can say that now.
Man, listen.
He's the most consistent.
And that Capo album, Jesus.
Yeah, I was bumping the shit out of that when it came out. And I would ask people, and this is one of those things. It was like, have you heard Jim Jones shit? Nah, I don't even fucking with no Jim Jones. Like, okay. And so it's like I went ahead and went about my business. It was just like I'm not about to send you this link. I'm not about to waste my time. And I feel like with certain artists, you got to hold a gun to a motherfucker's head. Like people were so through with Nas that they just didn't want to give it a listen.
I was one of those ones, but I'm a person that is always gonna give the legend my ear. You'll get it. Yeah. And this is Nas's best album in a very long time.
Facts.
A very long time. I mean, when I say a very long time,
he had the Firm on there.
Come on, man.
Come on.
The whole Firm with Dr. Dre talking at the end.
What? Come on, man.
Nigga. Oh my God.
Like that shit was, man, he put some work out.
Yeah.
I was proud of that album. Like, I was like, okay, he came to play.
King's Disease is definitely, had it been out longer, it probably could have cracked the top 5. It ain't been out long enough for me yet to dethrone some of these other ones.
Yeah, I mean, so the top 5, your top 5 is really, really solid. Stove Guy would have been my sixth band.
Okay.
It didn't crack my top 5, even though
Right.
at one point in time, like
It was there.
when I was listening to it, it was there.
Yep.
It was definitely there. Because I still like that album, and if I have to log hours, I spent a lot of time in that album.
Yes.
Because he was selling weight, I was moving weight right with him.
Come on. I played that shit on my birthday, and I told my wife, I said I made it to see my first brick. Come on, man.
I'm trying to tell you, man. That is a very adventurous album. I loved it.
Yeah, man.
I loved it. But nobody's dethroning Alfredo.
Nah.
I'm sorry.
Album.
Sorry, you know, a lot of people say that Freddie Gibbs can't rap and this, that, and the third.
You are bugging. Shit. So what that nigga from the shit.
What? Like, yeah, okay.
Right. Oh my God. So yeah, man.
That fucking Scotty Beam.
Oh, come on. The only knock I have on the video, not the song, the video for Scotty Beam is that he didn't put Scotty Beam in the video. Have you seen Scotty Beam?
Facts.
Freddie, you should have went and got Scotty Beam. Scotty Beam should have been in the video. I'm just saying.
Cross niggas like Bubba Chuck?
Bet.
What? What? When I tell you I pulled over on that fucking line, I said,
listen.
Hook shot a hole like Kareem, but never lead the Bucks.
Come on.
I was done.
Freddie.
I was like, oh, this nigga's spitting today. Okay. All right.
Come on.
All right. Let me go ahead and put my seatbelt on then. Okay.
Yes. Listen. Oh my gosh. So yeah, man. Look, that's the Kool Nerds top 5 2020 hip hop album review. Hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this one. We're gonna give them the R&B ones next week. How about that?
Hey, yeah, I think that'll be good. I might throw the polo blazer on for that one.
Get the fedora, pull the fedora out. You know what I mean? I might have to put a little curl active. You know what I mean? Get my curly. I'm gonna get real light skin for this one.
Make condition on them.
All right, man. Kool Nerd Podcast. That's the 2020 hip hop album review thus far. We out.